see it when she tied me up and turned me right into it. I gotta know, is there a reason it was so abrupt? I kinda had to think that there would be one. Conversations out of state, they asking where we from, I don't care about you. I got me a chick that's Caribbean. She want me to serenade her, but you know I'm bashful. I got all the whippersnappers and the little rascals. Turned up off the way we drippin' with Tabasco. Old friends inquiring about the cash flow.
Oh, fuck. Alright. Fuck is up, YouTube. Yes, it's been a long time. Yes, you probably have a bunch of questions, something along the lines of what's going on with the car, why isn't the car done, blah, 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 blah. Who gives a fuck? I am my own person. I've got a million things going on. This year has been a fucking nightmare. A mixture of just really bad luck and also poor decisions. So yeah, car's not finished and it's still in my garage, but I have been starting to put together a plan as to what I am doing next and how I'm going to get this car finished. How we're going to get there, I am not going to get into in this video, but I will say, even though the car is sitting on jack stands right now, that is because I am filming this video. I have actually been using the car a decent bit. I daily drove the car to work and back for a couple of weeks straight, just to see how the car did, and it did phenomenal, but I have managed in that time to kind of pick apart some things that I'm not so happy with and I want to redo. Not something to do with this video, I will get into that in another video. As you can kind of see, the front flares don't have any bodywork on them now, and they're kind of just like, they look like a really odd mess. That's because I've taken all the bodywork back off. I am going to address that in another video, but in this video, I'm going to be talking about minimum negative roll center adjusters. If you have not watched the previous video where I talk about RCAs, NRCAs, and MNRCAs, please go watch that video. That video gives some really good insight into the differences between each of those things and why every slammed LS400 owner needs to put them on their car. And it kind of just gives you a good guide as to which direction you should go with like whatever fits your needs. I've decided that minimum negative roll center adjusters are going to work well for me, and this is something that is super new. We've had roll center adjusters for a long time. We've had negative roll center adjusters for a long time. Been on and off a few people that make them. Finally, DaytonOne, good friends of mine that have made engine and trans spacers for these cars for a long time, are making these more consistently. So if you guys are interested, the links will be in the description to grab anything. But yeah, today I'm going to focus on minimum negative roll center adjusters for this car. I'm just going to do a quick like install video, and then we're going to put the car on the ground and take it for a drive so that you guys can actually get a real world review as to how it is. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments and blah blah blah. I'm fucking rambling on. Let's get into it. Okay, so to recap, because I know some people are not gonna go and watch the other video on all of the things. If you have heard of negative roll center adjusters before, or NRCAs, that is what this is. It's a spacer that goes between your lower control arm and your knuckle to basically correct roll center. And also this adds camber, pushes the offset out a little bit, and because this hole and this hole are slightly offset, it actually corrects caster for the spacing. It's great, but it has its limitations. Like I said, it does add a decent amount of camber, but with that, it also pushes the wheel out a lot further, which for me doesn't really work, because then, as you can see behind me, well, it's not even compressed right now, I can't fucking turn because the fitment is too tight. Well, the guys at DaytonOne have been awesome in this, because I actually made this as a suggestion to them, and they were like, oh yeah, we already thought about it. We're like doing it right now. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, like send me some stuff, let's test it out, let's figure this out. So this is a minimum negative roll center. Hold it side by side to the negative roll center. As you can see, pretty big difference in size. This just being smaller, it still has the same amount of offset to correct for caster, which is great. It's still the same like basic dimensions other than this dimension. It's just thinner. So it means that it adds less camber and it pushes the wheel out less, which is what I need personally, because the negative roll centers were too much and regular roll center adjusters don't correct for caster. This is the happy medium between. If you want your caster corrected, you want to add a little bit of negative camber but not too much, this is what you need right here. So we're going to install these today. I also do have the side-by-side clips that I can show you from the previous video, but yeah, we're going to install these. I'm going to make some adjustments, get the camber matching in the front of this car to the rear, and then we're going to put it on the ground and take it for a drive. So let's do it. Oh. This shit really just died on me. Perfect. Or it's gonna die again. Fucking whore. Perfect. Alright. Let's go plug this in. No! God! Alright, first things first. Take apart the knuckle. Just slide it off to the side. Then you want to get your roll center. And this is left, as you can see. It's the left side of the car. And you just stick that on there. Wait, no, you don't do that. So one of the things that's interesting is with negative roll centers, you can put it on there and run the bolts through easy. Yeah, I mean, you do it in whatever order you want. Because the minimum negative roll centers, because they're smaller, there is actually a specific order that you have to put this on, otherwise it just won't work. If I grab this is a negative roll center, and I plop that on there somehow, please. Putting it on the wrong way. So if I grab my negative roll center and I just go ahead and plop that on there, as you can see, there is clearance underneath for the bolts to go through those holes. Plenty of clearance over here. Whenever you install negative roll centers, you actually have to shave this back on most of these. Some, for some reason, you don't have to. But yeah, that's so you can get the bolt in there. But yeah, can't get the bolt on. Nice thing is, these actually have recessed holes for the bolts to basically sit in there and just disappear. All right, so first thing that you need to do is you have to bolt this up to the knuckle first. This is not an angle I've recorded from before. I feel like this camera angle looks like a giving birth POV. You guys are like between my legs looking at my face. Not a good spot to be in, I promise. I actually almost forgot that these come with some thread locker, so a little bit of that on there. All right, now I can bolt this on. It's kind of scary with the camera just like right below it there. Not gonna lie. All right, and now that that is tight, shift you guys this way a little bit. Go ahead and lift that up, and you can slide it onto the top of there. But yeah, that is that's what it'll look like once it is in there, sitting on top of it. And then all you have to do is put your bolts up through this. All right, this time you're gonna get your bolts that have washers on them. I'll put Motherfucker, just lock on focus, please. Alright, this time you're going to get your bolts that have washers on them. Again, just put a little bit of thread lock on there. And you can just feed them up into the hole. Alright. It is literally that simple to install them. It's nothing crazy, and then I just need to make a bunch of adjustments around my suspension. I think I need to raise the coilover just up a little bit, and then I need to add a little bit more camber at the top. The impact. Yeah, let's not do that. Clearly, as you can tell, some adjustments need to be made. I am pretty sure when the weight of the car is actually on the suspension on the ground and not just simulating it like this, this is actually going to sit even lower, so obviously this ain't going to work right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the coilover up just a little bit. If we can get this to where this is kind of just a little bit below the arch right here, I think we should be in pretty good standing. And I'll basically do the same thing to the other side, match it up and drop it on the ground, and we'll see where we're at. All right, after quite some time, I now have the other side matched up, everything adjusted. Gonna drop the car down on the ground for the first time, see where everything's sitting at. Not gonna pull it out today, I've got some stuff I gotta go do, but I will drive it in this video. Yeah. For anyone curious, this is how I go about getting my car on and off jack stands. Yes, you can quite easily just drive your car up onto wood so you can get a jack under it. But for me, the garage concrete is quite slippery. And so my car does not like driving up onto wood. So what I do is this. There goes my skirt. Oh. What I was saying is, this is what I do, which works, but yeah, I didn't really pay the most attention to the skirt right there. There we go. Nope, this shit's fine. I literally just put these little scissor jacks under here, so that gives me enough height to be able to pull that out, and then just jack it up by the front crash bar, yank those out, and then it's on the ground.
Morning. It's next day. About to take the car out. Go take it for a little test drive. I need to put some air in the tires. I actually had an air compressor, but because these valve stems, I hate metal valve stems. They look nice. They fucking suck. The O-rings fail on them, and also the car's been sitting, so anything that's rubber is going to fail. They lose so much air. My air compressor actually took a shit for how often I had to air the tires up when I was daily driving the car. So, super annoying. There is less than 30 psi in that back tire. The rest of them are like, okay. So, yeah, hopefully I don't debead from here to the fucking gas station. But, yeah, we're going to take it outside, go drive it around, and see how it is. So loud. Now the question is, where do I want to drive to? I need to go run a couple errands. I might hop on the interstate just to see and make sure that everything is good. Funny thing, actually, when I was driving this thing to work and back, I hop on the interstate. It's about, I don't know, 15, 20 miles or something. But this thing cruises very comfortably at highway speeds. This kind of suspension setup, you know, really, really stiff springs. They're not great for like around town driving. Like, when you're going slow and you're hitting bumps, it's uncomfortable. It's not going to feel good. But when you're at higher speeds, when you're cruising like 50 above, it's super smooth, feels like any other car. And also, like when you hit bumps on the interstate going like a decent speed, it like takes it really, really well. Like, I know that most people, when they look at a car like this and they know that it has like super stiff springs, think that it has no suspension travel whatsoever. It actually does, and it's, you know, it's very small amounts because otherwise the tires at the top of the fender wells. But the way that everything is like valves and set up, it actually does take bumps really, really well. So I'm super stoked and impressed with this car. Let's go hop on 75 really quick. Let's drive like an exit down, and then I need to go to the grocery store and grab some stuff. But I need music, but I forgot to grab the FM transmitter out of the other car. We'll sit in silence and listen to this fucking amazing sounding, way too loud fucking V8. I'm just gonna manually shift this because I think that it will actually sound less shit. perspective, I'm doing 80 mile an hour right now. Yes, it is a decently smooth section of road, but this is what 80 mile an hour looks like in a car that is half an inch off of the ground. Couple bumps. I hate how loud it is. Like, I think once it has full exhaust, the full interior back in it, it'll be a lot nicer to drive. Like, yeah, there's definitely certain sections, like when you're on the interstate and you see something coming up that, like, you're not familiar with, you tense up, but the car fucking takes it. Like, I've hit some shit on the way to work that I thought was really gonna throw this car off, and it takes the abuse. And that's really what I'm trying to build, is I want something that, you know, looks exactly the way that I want it to, but I need it to drive, because I feel like this car is just useless if you just park it somewhere and it looks cool. What in the fuck are you doing? Go fucking left here because there's literally cobblestones and I want to see what this fucking car does. Alright. Oh, dude. Like a fucking champ. That shit was incredible. I'm actually not going to do that entrance because that doesn't look very friendly for my car. I literally can't help but fucking laugh, because I know that when people see the car, like, it obviously grabs attention, and I know that the majority of people, when they see the car, just do their very best to not look my direction because they don't want to give this thing the time of day, and I totally understand, because I would feel the same fucking way. For that without any issue, but that sounded like that caught my rear bumper. I don't like that. Alright, we're pulling that back to the house. Let's assess your fucking damages, see what we got going on. Alright, well, everything looks good, even the rear bumper. Perfect. Alright, well, that's going to pretty much conclude this video. Car drives good. No, like, weird noises, pulling left or right. Everything's good. Probably going to have to go get another alignment, which I can do at work. But yeah. Sure does still look like a fucking shitbox. But, you know, slow progress is still progress.